All right. I am not a good, very, what's the word? Adept at this whole video thing. So you'll have to bear with me if the quality and I don't know. I decided just to do a whole series of short videos because I don't know how to, I don't want to spend the time and energy or ask for the favor to edit. Um, and well, you get what you get and you don't get upset, as I often tell the kindergartners as I hand out the paper for the day. Oh, what color do I get? Anyway, although at the same time, I am such a fan of self-advocacy and consent. Here at WebbSprout, you don't just get what you get and you don't get upset. To be fair, you get to choose. You get to come and sit in this library and ground yourself. There are several rooms in the house that have been turned into learning spaces. The library that we're in, and there's actually a tour that I made several weeks ago. Right now, there are renovations happening all over the place. Otherwise, I probably would be giving you a tour, but well, it's part of the story. The house is being patched up and upgraded and checked out because it's up for sale soon. And I want to be the one that buys it because after what I've put in and what I've built here and how it flows and it works, there are spaces for kids to work alone, in groups, collaborate. There are 2 rooms that can be offices or overnight accommodations. Especially, actually, the entire basement can be used for a family that needs a respite break. I can help with the kids while you're here. It's the WebbSprout guest suite. It's like an Airbnb, except you have a teacher upstairs, and it's geared towards neurodivergent kids. But most of the time, that's only when there's no classes going on, and hopefully, well, during the week, the WebbSprout Learning Commons is happening. Kids will go to school, DLC, homeschool, whatever it is that they do. That's where they get their curriculum. That's their primary teacher. And they have a whole team, I'm sure, I know, of professional educators that care about them, their family, everyone. But here's the thing. They often fall into in-between spaces because school is maybe overstimulating or too busy and they don't get enough one-on-one support. And home is screens and chill, and it's home. And it's harder to work there, I know. There's distractions, right? I've intentionally set up spaces that are a lot less distraction. They're lower stimulation, trust me. It's not all boom. That's why this room is what it is, because all the resources are crammed in one space so that there are other spaces for the kids. So when they're not able to focus in their other space, or they can't be at school, or they don't want to be and mom and dad or nobody can be at home, well, where do they go? They can come here to the Learning Commons. They bring technology, but we're not sitting on screens. Technology is to connect to their school, to connect to their homework. So I can see their Edsby or whatever learning platform they're on and get into their Google Classrooms and help them manage their time and energy and give them a space to do their work. And I can offer more intensive and targeted support for kids. I can just give them a place. If they need more than just a place to work, I can come in and give them check-ins and supervision and emotional social regulation. We all take our breaks together because there's kids here, different ages, different grades. That's the same thing. All genders are welcome. Honestly, this is a place for the kids who don't always know which gender they are or what labels they should use. We are neurodivergent and trauma-informed and consent-based. And so this is a space that is safe to be maybe what you can't be in school in Saskatchewan. But that's, again, not for this video. So here, the other thing I can offer is also more intensive academic support and interventions. As a foreign language teacher for most of my career, I worked at international schools and second language or foreign language international schools and Hagwon and after school programs, so many different places. Most of my kids didn't speak English as a first language, so I have a lot of skills in teaching all of and we not just Korean. We had students from over 50 countries at our school. And pronunciation and speech problems. I don't know if problems is the right word, but I can help with those sort of things, help kids practice their diction and phonics and reading specialist, and oh, I love teaching math, lower levels especially, getting the concepts down, and every branch of science. So as a third grade curriculum writer, classroom like I was the only teacher in the classroom, wrote the curriculum, and was the everything support for those kids too. We had a self-contained inclusive classroom, no other than an EIL teacher. I think that's what we called them. I don't know, so many acronyms, right? But a foreign language, an English class. But and then they went to some of their other ones, but for the most part, I was it. And we created a community where kids helped each other. And that's the part that I'm recreating here at the Learning Commons, where kids come in and everyone's doing their own thing. But if they get stuck, one of my philosophies is, if you can't help yourself, help someone else, right? While you're waiting, and I'll get to you too. And sometimes maybe instead of doing the exact homework that they got, we'll adapt it. We'll fix it. I want to be able to communicate with their teachers and say, this isn't working. I help them. I know what I'm doing as a teacher. I'm not just throwing stuff out there. I actually can help kids figure this stuff out, assuming that we can figure out a schedule and alignment. And that's where things get tricky, because school is 2 weeks away. And, well, teachers are already, if they're not already getting ready for Monday to go in and start unpacking their classrooms, setting things up, next week they're required. But this upcoming week, the really dedicated ones, they're shopping. They're bringing in supplies, and they're looking at their maybe class lists. Those aren't even set yet. So don't worry, I'm not setting a schedule. I don't know what your kid's going to need any more than you do. But I do know that starting those conversations early makes a big difference. Week 1, I don't want to see the kids here, but I do want to meet them before school starts and see what their hopes and expectations are. I have a soft landing planned. I'll tell you more about that in a following video. So getting kids ready for I'm calling it the BTS, soft landing. Getting them ready for that all-important first week of school, where I am not going to be seeing the kids because that's too much for them. They can't go to school and come here unless they really need something. I'm not going to say I'm closed altogether, but for the most part, I know kids can't handle that much. And they need to be at school as much as they can in the beginning, get their groundings. Second week, we'll check in. We'll start to see how things are going. And by week 3, 4, by the end of September, that's when the teachers are starting to really communicate with families and let people know this is the plan. Well, I'm on board by that time. I'm there, I'm following, I'm listening, I'm advocating and talking to you, and most importantly, your child, helping them figure this out and navigate a school year, because how you start the year makes a lot of difference. And I'm not saying that if a month or 2 down the road you start to notice differences that I'm going to turn you away, but setting that schedule and routine, especially for neurodivergent kids, routine really makes a difference, and I would love to be part of yours. I can help set better routines. I've bare knuckle figured it out through trial and error, and after a lifetime of learning and teaching, I invite you to be part of what WebbSprout is, and reach out and give me a nudge if you're interested in learning support this year. And if you want to know more about all the other stuff going on with WebbSprout, tune in to more videos, because I'm going to be losing my voice today, sharing as much as I can. Thanks for listening. Brianne Jennifer Webb, WebbSprout Learning Programs in Saskatoon. Take care.